Hello, people. Hello, entrepreneurs, SME owners, employees. Welcome back. We are here to discuss the next questions in the third series of this on industrial disputes as well as Standing Orders Act, which we are having. So let's begin with the question. First question we would ask Vikram sir about what do you mean by dispute? What kind of dispute are arising in this kind of situation as of now in last 2 or 3 months? And what do you think that there can be a disputes in the near future in next 2 3 months, say till the month of November? Can you just brief us?
Oh, sure, Sandeep. Hello, Supriya. Hi, Sandeep. Hi, viewers. We are back again, as Sandeep said. And very pertinent question in today's world is disputes. Is if something is happening to me from as an employee, if something is not happening or happening wrongly as an employer, as an entrepreneur, as a business manager, uh, can I raise a dispute? Can I resist? The basic question which comes to our mind, is it right, is it wrong, करना चाहिए करना नहीं चाहिए, ये सब अपने दिमाग में आता है because whoever is the party involved in doing the business, and there are various parties: employee, employer, union, suppliers, customers, consultants, and so many. So all these people are bound together for a kind of a business through various agreements, appointment letters, contracts, and also there is a whole legal machinery, that is law of the land, governing all these activities.
Okay.
Now, when some party does not behave, does not fulfill the terms and conditions of any of the contract, any of the rule is broken, or duties are not done, like payment is not made, the material is not available, the services are not given properly, the response is not given properly. So anywhere it is creating hindrance, issues, hurdles for a normal business activity. One party is not doing something, the other party or all other interested parties can raise a dispute.
Okay.
So dispute is something like I have an objection on so and so behavior of yours.
Okay. In case going forward this with this question, what if an employee refuse to do the work post this situation or during this situation when an employer is asking him to come to the premises to come to the duty? In case if employee again uh, says ki I don't want to come.
See, there can be various reasons around this. But before that, I would like to clarify that if the assigned work is refused by an employee, now employee means anybody who's earning salary or some kind of a remuneration for the services of or the work that he or she is doing for the organization. Now, if I refuse the work given by my supervisor or the employer or the manager, then I can, I mean, I'm liable for punishment. I cannot do that because I have signed a contract with you. I have accepted the terms and conditions of my appointment letter given by you. And there is a mechanism working between me and my supervisor and the type of work and the infrastructure, everything is designed for that. So I cannot say no. So this can be a dispute.
Okay. So one more question comes in my mind is can employers demand medical reports of employees whether they are sick or not to ensure overall safety of the establishment? And if it is, then what measures to be taken by employer for a privacy of data we can say?
There are, I mean, there are so many angles to this. One is, see, but as far as the dispute, the Industrial Disputes Act that we are talking about in today's interview, or the Standing Orders Act that we are talking about, any procedure which is laid down by the government or by the industry or is binding on the employee and the employer to be executed in such a manner, that is called an SOP. I think in last video also we referred this. So if you are not following the SOP, then there is a problem. Now, why that SOP is there and why that is not uh, I mean, why it is not in a particular way? I mean, these can be disputed, yes, but not following definitely is breach of contract, and both the sides are liable. For example, the medical certificate and test is required because there is a suspicion that this employee is sick, or he belongs to an area which was not a green or orange zone, or he has traveled across the district or the state or the country for that matter. To be on safer side, it is better to get the testing done.
Okay.
Now, whether employer is paying, government is doing, whatever is possible in the interest of human life and the organization, and delivering as per the duties and responsibilities assigned by government and other authorities to various stakeholders of the business has to be done. Now, if I am supposed, I mean, very simple example, if I am supposed to sanitize my hands,
Okay.
yeah, undergo that thermal test or whatever, wear an apron or gloves, shoes, cap, helmet, whatever.
Yeah.
All that procedure I am supposed to follow. So my duty is to follow the procedure.
Okay.
Now, employer's duty is to tell me what I should follow and give all the equipment, tools, everything.
Okay.
Now, any of us is not doing so is a problem. And this can cause a dispute that, hand sanitizer tha hi nahi, saab, haath kaise dhoye?
Okay. Okay. There can be like multiple companies are and employees are asking, in case if there is demotion or shift in the job profile of any employee, this may result into dispute a lot. And many companies are actually doing this. They are shifting their job profiles of the employees, and the employees are getting stuck. They are not happy with it. So what can be done? What is your suggestion on this? Can you just briefly explain on this?
Yeah, couple of points we have to remember when we are taking such a decision, or we are accepting such a decision as an employee. See, there is something called as an employment contract.
Okay.
We have to consider all the provisions of employment contract,
Okay.
which are binding on us. Maybe those rights of employee and those rights of employer, they never executed during my employment. But now time has come that that particular clause is being used for doing some action.
Okay.
Okay. For example, you'll agree with me that this particular clause, which I'm referring now, is by and large there in every employment contract. Your services are transferable to any of the establishment of the company or the sister concerns anywhere in India and abroad as applicable at that point of transfer. Okay. So it's a very widespread kind of a clause where, I mean, after 10 years, suppose I have a branch in Singapore, I can just send somebody to Singapore or get a guy from Singapore to here or a US to here.
Okay.
And same thing can happen. Even some people can be deputed at customers' end or suppliers' end.
Okay.
So wherever there is a job which is happening under my establishment, under my control, it is my work. My means if I'm an employer, it is the work of the company. Your services are required there. That's the right and the choice of the employer to summon you to go there.
Okay.
However, if this is being done irrationally, illogically, and that particular person does not have those competencies of working.
Okay.
See, I'm not saying willingness, I'm saying competency. Is he competent? Does he have basic skills to do that job? If I am a lawyer, I cannot become a doctor, and vice versa. Okay. Similarly, in a company, I may know what kind of job the new job is for me. I don't have experience, that's fine, but do I have basic competencies to do that work or not?
Okay.
At the same time, the last point, Sandeep, is if that is being taken, that action is being taken as a coercive measure, and if it is being taken not in the spirit, not in the right spirit, I would say, then that is a problem. Such decision should not be taken. Employee should be taken in confidence and clearly told that, okay, this particular arrangement is a makeshift arrangement, is a temporary arrangement. Company is going through this, and we require your services there. We'll support you 100%, but please go and take up that responsibility.
Employees have to be assured what
Yeah.
actually.
The
Okay.
job security, exactly. The job security. The job security is more important and is at a stake. That is the suspicion in employees' mind.
Okay.
I have a question here in
Yes, Supriya.
continuation to this. So when we speak about the environment given to the employees about working environment, right? So
Right.
there are some legislations which even protect on the working environment.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So I know two cases. One
Mhm.
case where this Mr. X, his wife is detected with cancer, and he is into a marketing profile.
Mhm.
So he has claimed to the company that I am anyway into the marketing profile and I don't have to go to the client side right now in the lockdown times. So
Mhm.
is it okay if I sit back home and do the job, because traveling will be more dangerous for my wife than me? If I am a carrier of corona, it may not infect me, but because my wife is already fighting cancer, it can be dangerous for her. One, and second, because there is no one back home to take care of her. In this case, the employer has denied
Denied
that you
work
can't
from home.
work from home. You have to come at least half day to the office, and then half day you can continue working from home. And he is actually traveling almost 1 hour on bike,
Mm.
on two-wheeler.
Mhm.
So here, how can this employee get any protection from the legislations? Is there anything that he can do about it?
So in this case, we will have to know more details about this case. What is applicable, what is not applicable. First, is it allowed under the Disaster Management Act and restrictions that he can travel he can travel 1 hour on a two-wheeler? Yes or no? Plus, is it really required for that employee to be there in the office half day? Because there are different plans, there are meetings, there are certain other briefings which are better in person and not virtually or not on phone. Thirdly, that may be an overall policy of the company that people who can work from home, it is better to ask them to come half the time to the office, and half the time they can be in the market or they can be at their home and work. However, this is a different peculiar case, and therefore there are other policies of the company and everything also gets involved. So we will have to examine this case. It is very difficult to tell whether it is right or wrong, but I think company is making a rule for everybody, and that's how it is. I think in this case, employee has to justify his case and uh, explain the company to take this particular case as a special case or the separate case, not like out of 10 one is not coming. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए.
Correct. So your suggestion would be, okay, we will have to look into the case and details and then see what can be done, right?
Yeah, otherwise what will happen? He will have to apply for a leave.
Correct.
See, in a normal circumstances, if there is nobody at house to take care of his wife, in normal circumstances, I mean, there is no COVID, there is nothing. See, the possibility of infection is anyway there, isn't it? See, if I am traveling everywhere, corona virus is not there, but all other virus and bacteria are there.
Correct.
So for a patient in the house, there are different kind of restrictions that the doctors will put and ask the family members to follow those procedures or take due care. So I mean, we'll have to marry the requirements and go ahead in that case.
Okay.
Mhm.
Sir, next question for me is many of employees and HR managers are stuck whether the termination of employee is possible or not, and
Mhm.
if it is on what grounds. Because performance ultimately normally people give. But in case if we don't want to, like I'm lacking of the funds, yes, as an SME owner, as an MSME owner, I have a I don't have that much cash, that much amount in my saving to retain that employee. So whether can I terminate that employee, and if yes, on what grounds can I terminate that?
Okay. As far as termination of service is concerned, there are rules and regulations, and there are certain clauses given in various acts. But overall, if I have to answer this particular question, which so many people are asking, and that's the biggest fear in minds of employee. Uh, I mean, irrespective of the level of the operation, general manager is there, or a contract labor is there, or a worker is there, permanent, temporary, whatever. See, what I would say, on what grounds can be different for different cases, because every job is different, every performance standards are different. But what is the reason why such actions are being taken?
Okay.
That is most important. And in any case, if the reason proved in the court of law or in front of the authority, be it arbitrator or whatever, if the third party negotiations are conducted under various acts, in the say, for example, Industrial Disputes Act and all that, if it is proved that the employer has uh, I mean, the reason was only COVID and the economic condition of the company because of COVID, then that action will not be justified, because that is not a ground on which you can terminate the services of the employee. On performance ground, yes. With or without COVID, on performance grounds, employer has rights to terminate the services of
Yeah.
the employee. Only one thing that they have to ensure, जोर का झटका जरा धीरे से लगे, क्योंकि the employees, see, the situation for you is not normal, the situation for employee is also not normal. He is not going to find another job so easily, which he would have found before 15th or 16th of March.
Correct. No one is interested, or no one will be happy to terminate the employee. That's why normally MSME owners are asking this question. Again, my next question go is in case if an employee is forced to use his own resources like laptops, maybe some mobile phones or internet connection, and reimbursement related to it, whether they like many of the employees are refusing to use this because they are not having getting a salary in a month, or within they are getting in partial payments like that. So how this issue can be addressed?
Um, See what is happening. It's a crisis situation.
Yes.
So whatever is available with the employer, they are trying to put all those resources into work.
Yeah.
They're trying to use all the resources. At the same time, there is a angle of convenience also. I'm more convenient. I mean, I will be more comfortable with using my own two-wheeler or a four-wheeler or a laptop or a whatever while performing. Now, many of the companies have certain policies that if you use your own two-wheeler to commute or to go on a sales call or to go on a visit, so there is a kind of a reimbursement per kilometer or lump sum per day. There are per day allowances, all that. So those policies are there, and those can be used for such a purpose. Suppose there is no policy about some assets like laptop. If you are using your laptop, now whether you are using your laptop in your house or in the office, so these couple of variations can be considered in the same policy, and make a policy for use of assets which do not belong to a company, simply because company, instead of hiring or buying those assets, they are trying to utilize partially the assets which belong to the company, or can be made available to the company through their contacts, that is employees, contractors, suppliers, consultants, whatever, and company can reimburse the cost at a minimum, I mean at a reasonable level, where it is not a money making business for employee. You know, you are not giving rent. You cannot expect that okay laptop का rent मिलेगा, ऐसा नहीं है. But laptop आप use कर रहे हो, there is wear and tear to the asset that you are using, so it should be made good. So उतना पैसा देना चाहिए. Some allowance should be given.
Okay, again, there can be a one threat from employer side. What about data privacy in case if the person is using company laptop?
Well, IT person will be in a better position to answer this question, but I'm sure working from home, working outside for sales marketing guys, for senior people who move across the world in some companies, there are temporaries or contract employees which are using assets of the company inside the premises as well as outside the premises. So there are so many such activities going on with permutations and combinations which are comfortable for the business and for the performers. Without a disaster or a pandemic, such policies were there. The only difference is yesterday 20% were working from home, today 80% are working from home. So the same policy applies.
Okay.
So you have to just extend those policies, and I would say you have to put those firewalls, and create those barriers into the IT security domain, which the IT guys can implement. Yeah, so that's how it is. So you have to just extend that, and if it is not there, the IT department has to work day and night and put that particular system in place, because that's the need of the hour.
Yeah.
Okay, so sir, I have a case that I would want to discuss. As you just said, कि COVID है या नहीं है, termination as per the terms and conditions whichever were agreed, you know, whose basis it is possible. So I have a case. So this is a manager accounts of one company, and after lockdown, we have actually noticed, and he is in a metro city of Mumbai. So, matlab a place where, okay, I understand that internet is not that stable there, but and since 2.5 months, he had been consistently no performing, zero performance. Even during payment times, even during any times, he's not responding to anything, neither to the calls, nor to anything, and he's not giving us fruitful results. So this journey had started off, you know, the performance graph was steeping down even before COVID. But abhi COVID mein the emotional part is so much high कि whether right now termination हम करेंगे तो company के नाम पर कुछ you know bounce back ना हो जाए is one of our major concerns. So how you can suggest taking us into an legal framework?
Yeah. Very good questions, because whatever actions are being taken by employees and definitely employers is being looked by other parties through lens with some degree of you know suspicion.
Yeah.
The issue is, but let me tell you one thing. During disaster like COVID or otherwise, or without a disaster, without a nationwide disaster, maybe with a particular company going through a kind of a difficult phase or no, in any such condition, no one and no legal machinery will penalize the employer. Employer has all the rights to be executed for performance in the enterprise or the work that they are doing or getting it done from people. Their normal policies and procedures are to be used in a positive spirit, in the spirit in which they would have otherwise used it. So you can take those actions, you can take all the precautions, that is, you can follow the standard simple procedure that you were following till date. it should not happen that you are taking a decision which is as per your policy and is required to be taken for sustenance of your enterprise or the business, and is the right thing to do. No one should be able to color it with COVID-19 reasons and restriction. So that much effort should be put, and be little extra cautious while creating records, while communicating with people, and execution of the action. So if employers are taking due care, following the standard procedure, where their stand, intent, and the way it is being done is justified, then there is no issue at all.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Right.
Okay, sir, going ahead with the Standing Orders Act, okay, if standing orders are not applicable to any establishment, say some establishment having less than 10 employees, or for the establishment who is having a 5 or 6 employees, is there any other litigations are available, legislation are available, legislations?
Sandeep, all these laws and regulations and its provisions at central level or state level, they have a criteria for applicability.
Okay.
Now, what you're trying to say is, if, for example, standing orders, the Industrial Employment Standing Orders Act. So what is this standing order? It is nothing but the standard rules and regulations which a company can put as a normal practice for employee in their organization, or even if the employee is traveling outside the organization, there are some do's and don'ts. So these are nothing but service rules.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can take the model standing order, that is the standard rules made by the government.
Okay.
And that is the act, what we are talking about.
Okay.
Or you can have separate rules which are different from the standing orders, the model standing orders, and the clauses inside this model, where you have, you have discussed it with all the internal parties and you have an approval from the competent authority. Yeah, the labor department.
Okay.
So those certified standing orders apply to you. So these are simple service rules. Now, if in any case this act or other acts do not apply because of mere number of employees, or maybe the turnover, or maybe the size, or maybe the location of the plant or the office, in that particular case, there is a basic service rules or conditions put by any company where it is called code of conduct, where those are the standard annexures to the appointment letter issued to the employee. Those are the rules, and also those are the rules, or some of the rules are put as part of company policy, HR policy, administration policy, data security policy. So all these policies of the company are already in place, and all the employees have signed it off when they join that company. So in absence of applicability of any of the government legislations in India, there are your own legislations and old policies and processes that you have defined. You can take root of those policies and execute some of the actions that you want to execute.
Okay. And what if fortunators do not have sometimes the rule book or the annexures or the clauses mentioned under under the appointment letters? In that case, what opinion we can give, what suggestion we can give to these people?
Have one made immediately. Make a policy, make a document. It's a right time to make such policies and documents. You can always take help of people who have done so much of work in these areas. You can have consultants, lawyers helping you for that. And why I'm saying it is the best time, because you have another issue to be covered, that is disaster. Like a virus attack.
Yes.
To be covered in everything that you do in your business, your security procedures, your IT procedures, your safety and hygiene, your employee related policies and procedures, everything, salary, wages, canteen, transport, uniform, whatever. Even the walkways that you design on a particular shop floor in a mall. In a mall, can a visitor go near the salesman? How much near? Can a salesman approach and help a customer? No, social distancing. So it is going to affect all that. And unless you make a policy, unless you make people aware of that, it is not going to get followed. And it is definitely in interest of the organization and all the stakeholders who are running that organization.
Okay.
Am I clear, Sandeep?
Yes, yes. One question was there before few days. One of my friend was asking that they have an employee with the experience of approximately 7 years, having 1 lakh rupees salary, and he was employed for last 3 months. He was on a probation period for 6 months. Unfortunately, company being in cash crunch asked him to go, asked him to resign. In the clauses of the appointment letter, it was mentioned that employee, the notice can be given for the employer and employee from 1 month to go out of the company. But company wanted this employee to go within 15 days because there are certain liabilities to the company. Company was ready to release that employee within 15 days, although it was mentioned in the appointment letter that the notice shall be of 1 year, the 1 month. What exactly the steps to be taken? Because whether I should give 15 days salary or whether I should give 1 month salary was the dispute, was the question in front of employee as well and in front of employer as well. So if 1 month salary, 1 month notice was the clause, and 15 days 15 days salary company was ready to pay, and they were ready to release this employee within 15 days.
It's very similar question what Supriya asked before some time. See, he was in probation and there are some terms and conditions which employee has accepted, employer has put when the employer gave the offer to work in that organization. Now, both these parties should honor that particular, each and every clause of that particular offer. So you have to examine what is the clause exactly. And as you are saying that yes, 1 month notice is a clause from both the sides during the probation, and the relieving formalities will happen, and there are rules around that. In place of notice period from both the sides, can it be compensated through the salary part or not? That also is allowed or not, accepted or not, that is to be seen when you read the appointment letter or the service rules or conditions of the employment applicable in force for that particular employee, and accordingly you should do. But now, plain simple case as you put, company should honor its own policy and give notice of 1 month or salary in lieu of 1 month, or 50-50, like give 15 days. I mean, you gave notice.
Yeah.
So the 1 month starts from date of notice received by the employee.
Yes.
Yeah. Notice गया, notice मिला, वहां से countdown चालू हो गया. Now 1 month. Before that, if any of the party wants early relieving, this is called early relieving. Early relieving, if employee wants, employee has to pay. Yeah, the shortfall. If company wants, the company has to pay the shortfall. This is a normal procedure. There is no virus attack thing, playing in between these. This is a standard procedure that they follow. But anything in this is possible if mutually agreed and accepted. Otherwise, it becomes a problem. It becomes a dispute, and any of the party can go to the law for the justice.
Okay, that's great. So it was a great advice, and for these people as well who question. So
Sandeep, one question comes to my mind since we are talking about termination, and that's the big thing what is happening. But I would ask employers to practice some kind of a patience. Some kind. I know it is very easy for me to tell, be patient, but how long? People are already patient for 2 months, 2.5 months, 3 months. अभी कहाँ तक जाएंगे? Everybody, for that matter, employee and employer. But kindly understand that that particular situation is not in our hand.
Yeah.
We had seen different kind of situations. I know this is very, very different and very, very depressing kind of a situation that is we are living through. But we have seen economy going up and down. We have seen recessions. What various industries were doing at that point of time? Did everybody talk about termination of employees, termination of contract labor, closing down the business? No. Everybody was talking about what can we do to swing back, to come back on track. What can we do? What employees can do? What flexibility we will have? What cost saving projects we'll have? What diversification in business we will have? So I think use your manpower to generate such ideas and implement such ideas. Who knows? Things will turn around soon. Things will turn around. In between, things will turn around partially. कि ठीक है, आज मेरे पास तनख्वाह देने के लिए पैसा नहीं है, लेकिन कल होगा तो देंगे ना. अगर ये कॉन्फिडेंस है तो कौन जाएगा? किसको टाइम है? लॉयर के पास जाओ, लिटिगेशन करो, किसको टाइम है? लेबर ऑफिस में जाके बैठो. लेबर ऑफिस में पहुंच सकता हूं क्या? ट्रांसपोर्ट है क्या अवेलेबल? So all that is there.
Okay.
So best is to come together and jointly fight this particular situation. I'm sure we are human beings, the most intelligent creature on this earth and in the universe. We will find a way.
Great.
Right, Sandeep?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. Any other question to the intelligent mind of the lady?
Thank you so much, sir, for calling this. But then I think we are done with too many of the questions, and the other aspects you have done it so very well. So thank you so very much to you and to Sandeep also for being there. So stay tuned with us and do share, like, and subscribe our channel to please listen to all the experts that we get on board for you. Thank you so very much. See you, sir.
See you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.